rolling down the road. About to be at the house on this, what has turned out to be a really beautiful day. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. Hopefully you had a great Sunday, great weekend, or depending on where you're at, a great start to the to Monday. So just gonna do a live stream this evening, see who all jumps in, and go over some, hopefully some interesting topics. So glad to be at the house. I was about to say, where are you going, buddy? We got a weird intersection close to where I live. You got to be careful coming through there. A lot of folks that are new to the area, they're not too keen on how that intersection operates. So you got to be careful. From Indiana, hey, we were up your way. We were close to Evansville. Let's see, back. What was it? We hunt when we go hunt in Kentucky. We're just south of Evansville, so. All right. Back to the house. What all doing? Man, I spilled my coffee in my cup holder. It's a disaster, right? Yeah, not great. All right, y'all check out this beautiful sky we got going on. Not too many clouds out and about today. All right, we got Rambo running. Let's see if we can. Oh, I forgot. I got him locked out so the dog can't mess with him. I got the child lock on him or whatever. Oh, wait. But yep, hello from Indiana. That's a state I've traveled to for work, but that's about it. I've never really done much else up in Indiana. Been to Indianapolis a couple times. Fort Wayne, Indiana. Like I said, close to Evansville, just south of there. That's where we hunt, or at least that's where we're planning to hunt this upcoming hunt. So, gotta get these bad boys in the fridge. Had to stop at the gas station, pick up a couple energy drinks and a couple of Dr. Pepper Zeros for the wife. Oh, like the wood in the ceiling. Oh yeah, well, we didn't do any of this. This was all, we bought this place in 2019. We got really, really lucky. I'll tell you that right now. Not on the cost of the house, more than what I wanted to spend or finance. But no, the people that had it before us, we got really lucky because my wife actually knew the people, and they had just recently, they went in and updated and renovated everything. So we got the shiplap, that's everyone's big thing, all that, whatever that garbage is right there. I don't know anything about it. I just know they came in, renovated everything because their initial plan was, hey, we're gonna stay here, for the foreseeable future. And then of course the housing market, it kind of started to heat up when we bought the place. And so they renovated, they found some land, they ended up getting a place with 5-6 acres, something like that. So they were like, hey, we're gonna get rid of this place. And my wife actually knew the folks selling, and so we were able to jump on it real quick. We got lucky, so. Need to kill that. I got some glare going big time. I don't know Stand by. Part of it's probably my camera. Oh, me. Let's see. But yeah, no, it's a nice place overall. Really like it. So, happy Sunday. Yes, happy Sunday to all y'all. Hope y'all are doing well. Hopefully you had a great day. Hopefully you were able to make it to church. It was a great service today. Pastor Justin, associate pastor by the name of Justin King, brought the message today at church. Had a really good word, so it was good. But yeah, just chilling at the house now. I got the Roomba running. He's employee of the month every month around here. So probably works the hardest of any person in this house besides my wife, right? Of course. You know, she goes above and beyond. Glock or SIG? I got to be honest, I'm a little partial to the Glock. I'm not a Glock fanboy as in like, oh man, it's the greatest thing ever and you're stupid if you go with anything other than Glock. But it's just, they just run, right? They simply run and they just chew through anything you feed them, or at least that's been my experience. And several people that I know, that has been their experience as well. You can literally run anything through a Glock and it just works. It goes bang every time you pull the trigger. That's kind of mission critical. So yeah, that would be. Now, if you're going to go with a SIG, right, I think everyone's favorite is whatever, the 365. I think that's what everyone's hung up on now for SIG. For me, if I wanted a SIG, it would have to be something like the 226, I think? Is it the 226? Yeah, something like that. I would be more into their some of their higher end model handguns. I would be more into that. If I wanted to get a SIG, it'd be something like that. So yeah, Glocks are they're the Teotihuaca, the SHTF, what are the Boogaloo, right? That's those type of firearms. They're kind of like I equate them to kind of like what a Remington Model 870 pump shotgun is, right? That's kind of like the Glock in the shotgun world, I feel like, right? That thing's just gonna work. It's very basic, but it's gonna work. Every time you rack around and you pull the trigger, you're good to go. I feel like that's kind of very similar. That's what a Glock is in the handgun world, so. Oh no, you're from Madison, Alabama. Wow, super close. Have you done any testing of 8? No, if you're interested in 8.6 Blackout, you need to go watch Reloading Quest here on YouTube. That guy, Zach, he's a great guy. He also writes articles for Handloader Magazine, I think Varmint Magazine, I believe. He's also I think he's their social media manager now, I believe. So yeah, Reloading Quest, you got to go check him out. He's big on the 8.6 Blackout. He's doing some really cool testing. I think he just got in some discrete ballistics. I think that's what they're called. Solid copper bullets, maybe. So if you're interested in 8.6, go check him out. That's not really something, I doubt I will ever get into that. That's not really, I struggle to get into 300 Blackout, right? So it's just one of those things. I've owned multiple 300 Blackouts, and it just seems like I can never get fired up about it, right? And I feel like 8.6 is going to be exactly the same thing, just bigger. So, 18 wheels. You're a wheel gun guy, but I have a friend that just got a SIG X5 Legion for competition. Man, that is a nice gun. Well, that's the thing for competition. Like if I were to go that route, it'd probably end up being something like a CZ Shadow, right? It seems like that's one of the standard go-to kind of whatever, competition handguns. You've loaded up some discreet ballistics wicked bullet. Oh, I bet it is. I mean, that's the thing. From everything I could tell, it looks pretty wicked. Y'all stand by. Hopefully we're back. I think I'm back streaming. Maybe. Yeah, had to switch over to the Roomba app and just shut Rambo down. I was kind of getting tired of listening to him, so need to get my tripod because the old shoulder's gonna wear out if I'm having to sit here and hold this stuff. You're live. Good. You misspelled your, by the way. But yeah, that's those discrete ballistics. Man, that bullet that he got seemed pretty wicked. I mean, I can't remember exactly like grain weight and let's see here. What am I trying to do? All right, I'll check out my ceiling. What's up, Jeff? We need to rename the 338-06 to something. Then you redacted your message. Ooh. All right, let me see if I can do this without messing up the live stream. And then there we go. And then wait, no, that ain't what I want to do. Dun, da, da, da. Booyah. There we go. Now, that way I'm not over here struggling trying to hold the phone. So, but yeah, hopefully everybody had a great Sunday, or depending on where you're at, maybe a great start to your Monday. Need to rename the 30-06 to the 8.6 millimeter Magnum. That's funny. I don't think you have to worry about the popularity of the 30-06. Maybe over here in this household you need to worry about it, but everywhere else I think you're fine. 30-06 is a great round. It really is. I mean, it's hard to argue with its capabilities. And if you were to ask, everybody, hey, you could only have, or just tell them, hey, you're only allowed to have the 30-06 for the rest of your life to hunt whatever you need to hunt, kill whatever you need to kill. You'll figure out a way to get it done. That's a really, really solid cartridge. So you probably hear a little complaining over here out of this household, but overall, that's a great round. It is interesting though that it seems like the millimeter designation nomenclature has really ramped up, obviously since the 6.5 Creedmoor took off, right? I think the popularity of that cartridge and the marketing behind it and the Hornady marketing machine, I think once that took off, obviously you're seeing everybody follow suit with the millimeter version. What's going on, Harvey? Not much. We're just hanging out on Sunday evening, just chilling. Don't really have much going on. I don't really feel like doing yard work. To be honest, we did get a lot of rain here, so I'm telling myself that I'm letting the yard dry out one more day, and I'll cut the grass tomorrow evening. That's what I'm telling myself. I mean, I could probably go cut it now, but like I said, I'd rather not. So, but yeah, we're just chilling. What are y'all up to? I need to figure out what's for dinner. It's probably leftover pizza. We had what was it, Pizza Hut? Yeah, we had Pizza Hut last night, so leftover pizza for dinner, more than likely. 338-06 to 9. Messages retracted. Kind of hard to mow and be live. I mean, I could do that. Now you guys will just hear the lawnmower, right? So, I mean, I could do that. Probably pretty boring for y'all. I don't know, some people enjoy that kind of stuff, where you just sit there and watch people cut grass. I mean, you see those reels and stuff on Instagram all the time. A lot of people like that kind of stuff. Your priming 7mm 08 Starline brass with Winchester primers, got you. Good deal. Yeah, I was looking over on the Cabela's used gun website, which is a really bad place to spend your time because you're gonna end up spending your money as well. I didn't buy anything, but man, a lot of stuff I would like to have over there. Oh, 18 wheels, you're heading out on a Midwest run. Hey, you're always on the run, seems like, but obviously you have to be, right? That's the source of income. Better get on the road. Just be careful, that's for sure. Yeah, 7mm 08 Starline brass. That's really good stuff. That's what I was using for my 708 project, but I got a little fed up with that Bergara, that B14, and just got rid of it. I felt like it should have shot way better than it was shooting, especially given the components that I was using in that project, right? Between the brass and the primers and the bullets, you know, I was using pretty good stuff, trying to throw together some combinations that appeared to have worked for other people, right? I was out reading forums and different things and trying loads that people were like, oh man, this is the load. This is my 708 load. Oh, it shoots amazing. Oh, this is the best thing ever. Right, I was trying that and it just wasn't happening. So ended up getting rid of that one. But yeah, I've got to get some, let's see. Well, I do have the 30 TC brass, or the 6.5 Creedmoor brass that I converted to 30 TC. I've got that stuff primed up. I mean, it's only 10 pieces, but so I've got it primed. Next thing, I need to just charge the cases. I'll probably use Shooter's World match rifle since I've got so much of it. I'll use that because I plan on just torture testing that brass. So many firings I can get out of it. I'm not going to load it hot, but I definitely want to test it and see. 338-06 to 8.6 Magnum auto correct gets you every time. Yeah, you're probably onto something there. I mean, 338-06, you know, that name, it doesn't exactly jive with today's nomenclature and naming conventions. Reloading Quest. Oh, what's going on? Had a guy earlier in the stream asking about 8.6 Blackout, so I directed him to your channel, Zach. So hopefully he can stop in and learn a thing or two. So, we're just hanging out tonight. Nothing crazy. Just kind of an impromptu live stream. Just got done. I had to go meet up with the ex and do the swap, so I had to take my daughter back to her. So got back home and to an empty house. So I was like, might as well just go live. Plus, it's keeping me from cutting the grass. So, because if I wasn't doing my live stream right now, I'd probably be on my lawnmower, and I really don't want to be. Cooking some elk. Oh man, that sounds really good. That sounds really good. I actually cooked some venison breakfast sausage this morning. for breakfast. Fried up some bologna, cooked some of the sausage that I got from a deer this past season, and then made some biscuits as well. So we had a really good breakfast before church. But yeah, overall, it's been a pretty good day. Yes. So there was actually two tryouts we were at this week. Two major events for her. She had soccer tryouts, and then she had volleyball tryouts, and she made both. So she was really excited, super pumped. Really, really surprised on the volleyball side of the house. She's actually never played. She's watched her stepsister play like these past 4 years, and she's really starting to get into it and kind of like, oh, hey, Dad, what do you think about me trying out? I'm like, hey, that's great. Do it. Like, if that's what you want to do, just try. She was super nervous, right? Because she's never played and anything organized. And I was like, well, here's the way I look at it is if you don't try out, guess what'll happen? And she's like, what? And I said, nothing. You definitely won't make the team if you don't try out, right? I said, but if you do try out and you don't make the team, you have the ability to ask the coach, hey, what are some things I need to work on? What are some areas I need to improve in to where I can try out next year and have a better chance of making the team. So she ended up doing it, super nervous, but she made the team, really excited. We were pumped. Me and her, we were sitting here looking at her email, a couple of days ago. Yeah, a couple of days ago, when they made the announcement. They actually sent an email to their school email. So she had to log in and see, and so we were reading it together, and it was like, congratulations, you made the team. And she was so excited. She was crying. She was so happy. It was great. It was a great moment. So, and then she made the soccer team as well. The soccer is a club soccer deal, so the volleyball is a school thing. You've been loading 300 black and 257 Weatherby all day. Hey, I need to. Oh, you're smoking the elk. Oh man, that's even better. Oh yeah, appreciate it. 18 wheels. Yeah, it was such a great moment, by the way, when we found that out. MCK, what's howdy, folks? What's going on? Yeah, smoking the elk. I'm guessing, like, are you smoking the back strap? What part? Yeah, we're gonna need more details. You can't leave us hanging like that. I've smoked some deer meat before, like a back strap. I mean, the problem with deer is it's so lean, and same thing with elk, I would imagine. I've never killed an elk, but I would just assume that it's about as lean as deer is, and so you can turn this stuff into boot leather real quick. You just gotta be careful. Yeah, tenderloins. Oh man, nice. Yeah, super jealous there. I'm hoping to get some, man, it would be nice. I'm gonna try to go to Texas in a few weeks actually. Be heading out there, hopefully, fingers crossed, June 6th. That's my plan, excuse me. Head to Texas, try to kill some hogs. What's going on, Charles? What's going on, Ben? That is the plan. Try to kill some hogs. And then I need to see about, hey, what can I do to get the stuff processed? I don't think they process them actually out there. The place I'm going to, I think they kill them just to kill them, right? And try to eradicate them. So, yeah, I need to talk to them about that and see if that'd be a possibility. Get that stuff processed and shipped over. That'd be nice. Because man, wild hog is really, really good. If you kill, kind of on the smaller side, you kill some of the smaller ones and get them processed, really good. Low and slow, most definitely. Definitely low and slow. And sometimes what I'll do with a back strap from a deer or something, I'll wrap it in bacon or something like that. Just try to help it sort of prevent it from drying out as quickly. So, but for me, I love to just smoke chicken. That is hands down my favorite thing, and it's bone in, right? Bone in chicken. That is the best, in my opinion. That's like one of the best things to smoke because it's super cheap. It's like some of the cheapest meat that you can go buy. Most of the time people don't want it because it's bone in with the fat on there and all that stuff, but that's what makes it really, really good. So go get you some bone in chicken thighs especially. Chicken thighs, bone in, skin on, chicken thighs. Man, pour you a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on it, right? Get you a pan out, put them all in the pan, pour a little olive oil on there, throw you some seasoning on there, and then go smoke them bad boys, and oh my goodness. Yeah. That's how you end up getting like 240. It's just you eat a lot of good food, so. Low and slow or fast and rare. Yeah, exactly. Jeff, to your point, it's either or, right? You're either gonna smoke it low and slow, or if you just go fast with high heat, right, to kind of sear it and then have a really, really like medium rare, more of a rare, cut when you're done. That's the best way to do it. You did a mist with apple cider vinegar every 15 minutes. Oh, okay, cool. Oh, I know. The chicken, yeah, the chicken is where it's at. It just is. Go and smoke you some of that stuff. I'm telling you, those chicken thighs, bone in, skin on, that's where it's at. And then also, I mean, chicken legs as well. That's kind of a no-brainer. But one of the things that I've done in the past with the chicken legs, I'll smoke them a little bit by themselves, and then I'll have a pan, kind of like a deep pan of white sauce, right? I don't even know if I have some standby. No, I don't have any right now. But a pan of white sauce, and you basically fill that pan with white sauce, and then you put the chicken in there, and you just let that stuff finish the job, just hanging out in some of that Bob Gibson's white sauce. Holy moly. Now that's good. 18 wheels, that's what I grilled tonight before I left. Bone-in chicken thighs. Yeah, that's so good. And I would smoke them. I'd wrap them in bacon also and smoke them. I've done that too. Pretty good stuff. Okay, so carrots steamed a bit, habanero, cilantro, onion, lime juice, cumin, salt and pepper, and agave nectar for sweet. That sounds good. Smoked duck too now. Yeah, so I've had duck before, but I've never cooked it myself. I'm not a duck hunter. I've actually never gone duck hunting. But the places like restaurants where I've ordered it before, that's not bad. I hear it's hit or miss, right? Some people, you hear them, they're like, oh man, duck is amazing, best thing ever. And other people are like, it's too greasy, man, whatever. I don't know. I haven't had enough to I guess, form an opinion on it. I've always liked it every time I've gotten it, at a restaurant or something. It's always been good, but looks like you're heading into work awful hungry. Oh, yeah, I know, right? I'm sitting here talking about all this good food, and guess what I'm going to eat for dinner? Leftover pizza from Pizza Hut. So I got it sitting in the fridge right now. Meat lovers, maybe, if there's any of that left. What up?
Where's my dog?
In his crate.
Why?
Because I haven't let him out yet.
Wow.
Yeah, well, you can let him out.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Grouse is the best bird on the grill. Never had it. Blend it, and it's a bomb. I'm assuming sauce is what you meant. It says source. I bet it is. Oh, well, the habanero is. I don't know about that. I don't know about habanero. But yeah, grouse. Never had grouse. I don't even think we have grouse here in Alabama. I don't think that's a thing. I've actually never gone turkey hunting either. What's going on, Jason? Okay, so there's another Oregon fella. Every April in Forest Grove, Oregon, we have a Hawaii luau. Okay, Pacifica University. Oh, nice. Matias, hello, Brazil. Oh, Brazil in the house. Nice. We're worldwide, I'm telling you guys. We had a guy from Russia in here the other day. That was pretty cool. Heard sandhill crane is ribeye in the sky, legal to hunt. They are now legal to hunt in Alabama as well, I think. Sandhill crane, yeah. So there's a season. There's a season for those. I don't venture outside of deer and squirrel, that type of stuff. Hog. I don't really venture outside of any of that much. Man, it's so good. You also need to try. I have tried turkey. I am in a really good state for turkey, and my neighbor actually, I had hooked them up with some venison summer sausage that I'd gotten. It's the stuff I've showed before from Weaver's Meat Processing in Hartsville, Alabama. It's venison and cheddar summer sausage, and so I had gotten in some extra, and I was talking with them. They're a retired couple. They're really nice. They kind of help look after the place, whenever we're out of town or something. So got home, had some in the deep freeze. I took it over to him, and then not long after that, he caught me one morning. I was getting ready to head out, and went over and talked to him. He's like, "Man, here you go." He said, "I just killed a turkey the other day, and was thinking about you because you gave me some summer sausage." He said, "So I want you to have it." And so what I did, I took it, I breaded it and fried it, and it was so good. So good. Almost made me want to go turkey hunting. Almost. Come out for the elk hunt and salmon run. Take your fam to Stubb Stewart State Park. You got fat gray squirrels. So do we. We got massive fox squirrels too. 18 wheels. What rifles are you taking hog hunting? I know you mentioned it Friday. Yeah, well, if you were only half listening Friday, I was probably only half paying attention to what I was saying also. I was probably half focused. Let's see. I think the 30 TC, maybe. That might be, but I don't know though, right? Because again, so going over the potential hunting trip, right? Because it's pretty much a done deal. I just got to get there and make it happen. It's like a 10-hour drive from where I live, and I'm actually going to be out of town for work. I'll be flying back in on June 6th, right? So I'll land at the airport, get home, get all my stuff unpacked, literally get my stuff loaded up, and I'll leave, right? So it's one of those deals where I'll be flying home. I got to unload all my crap from work. I got to load all my stuff up that I want to take hunting with me, and then drive 10 hours to Texas, right? And I think my plan, as it stands right now, I don't know if I'm going to try to drive the full 10 all at once, or if what I'm thinking about doing is splitting it up, spending the night in a hotel, getting up, finishing Friday morning, getting to the ranch, trying to hunt, all that fun stuff. So I don't know, but I'm thinking 30 TC. I have not decided yet on that. So maybe the 6.5 Creedmoor also. But so maybe one or two, because they also hunt them at night. They have a thermal setup. Yeah, I don't know. He's gotten to where he doesn't want to get hooked up to the leash and take him outside. So, oh my goodness, my stepdaughter was trying to get the dog out the door and take him outside, and he was just not having it. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking the 6.5 Creedmoor. I really want to take it because we just put it together, right? I say we. I feel like you guys are a part of this too. Just put it together. Shot some factory ammo, shot some reloads, right? Some loads that had previously worked for me in another 6.5 Creedmoor. had decent results. I haven't even really done any load development with that thing yet to see what really shoots good. MC, y'all have a good night. Oh, okay, yep, adios, man. Appreciate you stopping in. Have a good one. So I'm thinking I would really like to take the 6.5 just from the standpoint of, you know, it's a recently acquired, if you will, rifle for the channel. And so it'd be nice to take it. But if that's the case, I really got to get on some load development because I'd like to take, I would like to take a McGuire Ballistics load, right? In the 6.5 version, they've got a 125 that I've got that I would like to load up and take. That's another thing too. I would like to take some loads because I want to do some more infield testing with those bullets, right? It's a premium bullet. I'm a big fan of them so far. I've only killed one deer with it, and that's in the 30 cal version. So I'd like to take them out into the field more. If I get an opportunity to do this, we're going, you know, have a really good chance at killing a hog, right? Because that's what they do out there at this ranch. They offer up hog hunts and other hunts and stuff. So what I'd like to do is take that and go and try it in the field and see how it performs on, you know, hogs or whatever. Obviously deer season, it'll be, see how it performs on white-tailed deer. But yeah, so that's the plan. Maybe 30 TC. I don't think 270 Winchester. I don't think I'll take that one. But I don't know. I might load up 3 or 4. Might load up 3 or 4 rifles and take them and see, you know, I don't know. Once I get there, because they do the thermal deal, right? And I don't have that type of setup, but they already have ARs with thermals on them and all that stuff. So, you know, if I'm hunting at night, I'll be using their stuff, right? I think that's going to be the plan. Do I have a pick rail on something? No. Negative. I'm trying to think. No, I do not. Nothing that I have has a pick rail or, you know, a weaver or any type, no rail whatsoever. Yeah, no rail whatsoever. So, because I thought about that. Once I get out there and see what type of thermal setup they have, you know, see if I can actually move that from their system and attach that to one of my rifles, and if we can get it sighted in. And, you know, there's all sorts of factors that go into it, but that's kind of the plan. You know, I want to go out there and just check this place out. This is, it's actually a guy that I work with. It's his ranch, so he made the mistake of extending the invitation, and I was like, hey, if you're gonna extend the invite, then I will take you up on it, especially given the fact it's only 10 hours away. So that's something that's easily doable for like a weekend hunt. Oh no, I appreciate that 18 wheel. That's way too generous of you. Knowing my luck, I'd tear it up, right? So, but I really appreciate the thought for sure. That's something I do want to get into at some point in time. Now, I did get my hands on the Arkin, was it Zulus, maybe? The one that they released, I think the guy was saying it's like $750. I could be wrong on that, but I got my hands on that at the range the other day. A guy that I've talked to before, he was there. He had just picked his up, and he was kind of getting everything situated and getting it zeroed and all that with his 300 blackout. And that's actually a really sweet digital night vision scope. It's going to be better if you have, you know, IR illumination, which he didn't have at the time. And I don't think he has a light, an IR light, but that was actually a really cool setup. So that was nice. And for the money, I mean, it seemed to be and it was actually a pretty compact package too. That's what I was probably most surprised about was, you know, he walked down, I was busy shooting, and so I wasn't really paying attention, and he came down He kind of caught me off guard, and he was like, "Hey, I hadn't seen you in a couple weeks." He's like, "Here's what I got since I last saw you," and he handed me the gun that had that. There's Derek. We've been missing you, buddy. He was like, "Hey, I put that Arkin, whatever, that Arkin night vision thing. It's like a 5 to 20, I believe, magnification range." He's like, "Just mounted it up and down here, zeroing it and all that stuff." And he handed it to me, and I'm looking, and that's a really, really nice piece of night vision equipment for the price, because I think he said $750. I could be wrong. I could have swore he said $750, but that thing was really sweet. So Derek scored on a black line rifle, new 4750 proof barrel, Macmillan stock, Trigger Tech trigger, Defiance. Oh wow, that's a serious build list right there. That's like some top of the line everything. Starting build price, wow, is 56. It's new. Oh, you're selling it because it's right-handed. Yeah, well, you should just be right-handed. Pick rail on everything, easy to swap scopes. I don't know. Well, I guess that's my thing. Like, I don't really do a lot of scope swapping. I mean, I kind of do, but if I swap scopes, then I'm swapping scopes that have the same tube diameter and all that, and actually fit the existing rings and all that fun stuff. So I don't do a whole lot of scope swapping. But yeah, a pick rail on there, which that is something that we should probably talk about, or at least get your guys' opinions on. Because somebody just released a video. Oh, it was Vortex Nation podcast. Those guys, that's something those guys were talking about was, mounting a scope in 2024. You've got, Weaver was kind of the standard for a long time, or you had the Leupold standard rings, right, where you actually had to turn the ring into the base and all that other stuff. Where now you see more of the pick rail, or you see the integrated ring and base combo, which I'm a really big fan of. So yeah, it'd be interesting to hear your guys' thoughts on that, whether you are a fan of the integrated scope ring base combo. I know, Jeff, you just said pick rail on everything, so I'm assuming you're a pick rail guy. I don't really have I would say my preference is probably the integrated base and ring combo, but I also have a couple of rifles with, like that 30TC, the Thompson Center Icon. Okay, on the Action, it actually has bases that are integral to the Action itself. They were made on the Action. So that is a feature that you don't really see from almost anybody, right? In terms of just a factory rifle with that integrated scope base system that's directly into the receiver, right? It's milled into the receiver, which is really nice. But so that's on the Icon, right? It's got 2-piece that's milled onto the receiver. For those, I'm just mounting some standard rings, right? But otherwise, I would use an integrated base and ring combo on that. Lucas said, I really like the ATN Thor 4. It has an auto range finder. Yeah, it's the same thing with the Arkin. I believe the Arkin has the same capability. I think he was telling me that you have the range finding, the auto range finding capability. Or I don't know if it was auto, maybe. I think that's what he said, was like an auto range finding capability. And then once you have all of your ballistics plugged in and everything, then I guess it does the holdover for you. I don't really know. I was trying to listen. I was halfway listening. I was trying to get everything he was saying, but at the same time, we were at the range. We had Ear Pro in, all that. So I think that's what he said. You said, I think 18 wheels, I think the Arkin is even cheaper. One model has built-in. Oh, okay. One model doesn't. That's what he has. He's got the model with the built-in auto range finding capability. Okay, and they offer a model that doesn't. But like I said the other day, night vision spooks them more than thermal. Jason, I like the Game Reaper scope rings. Yeah, from D&Z. I think those are DNZ brand. I'm a fan of DNZ as well. I like Tally. I'm a fan of the Tally lightweight integral ring and base combo. I've been running them a lot. Now, what I will say is, like Jeff pointed out, if you just put a pick rail on everything and find some rings, then should be pretty good. You can swap scopes around and do all that fun stuff. That can be an issue if you're changing out your scope and maybe it's got a larger objective or whatever, and then you've got maybe a set of low, right, Tally 1-inch lows, and all of a sudden you want to switch to a different scope. You try to mount it up, doesn't work, right? So then you got to go drop another 45, 50 bucks on a set of scope rings just to try to get them to work, right? So that could be something that, doesn't really give you a lot of flexibility, I guess we'll say. But yeah, Game Reaper, I believe those are DNZ. They make good stuff. 18 wheels. I run a pick rail on everything as well. Harvey, I can't believe there are people who don't eat meat on the bone because they're scared. Oh no. Yeah. That's a different topic for another day for sure. Lucas, depends on what kind of accuracy you want, sub MOA or minute of deer. I don't know what is that in reference to? Derek, nice thing about pick rail and rings, what I have noticed is you can swap rifle to rifle, which is extremely convenient when taking multiple rifles to the range. Oh yeah. Yeah, if you just want to take multiple rifles and you say you've got a dynamite scope and you just want to, drop it from one to another and do testing, you can definitely do that. That is a lot easier to do. I used to run more pick rails than anything, and then I've slowly over time just transitioned to the integrated ring and base combo. I don't really think I have a good reason why. Don't really have a good reason why. Not one that could convince you to do it, right? So, because just like my pastor says at church, somebody can talk you into it. Somebody else come along, talk you right out of it. So I could give you reasons why I like the integrated ring and base combo, and you go, oh man, that makes sense. Maybe I should do that from now on. And then somebody right behind me will come in and say, hey, you're an idiot. Here's why you need to use the pick rail. Okay, and this is the only, this should be the only mounting solution you use. And you go, oh man, all that makes really good sense. I'm gonna go pick rail. So just find what works for you at the end of the day. Deer ribs on the smoker are fire. I've never done deer ribs on the smoker. Never have I ever. That sounds like it'd be really good. Yeah, pretty much deer anything. Deer heart. Deer heart's really good. Tastes like a sirloin steak, by the way. Really? So Jason says deer ribs will put pork ribs to shame. Interesting. I don't think I've actually ever heard anyone talk about deer ribs. Sounds like something that needs to be tried. 100%. But deer heart is phenomenal. Really, really good. Like I said, just like a steak. So good. Excuse me. What I like to do is get it, so you have the whole heart, lay it down, and then you just slice it. Throw it in a pan, a little butter, garlic. It's hard to beat. Neck shots for me from now on. Oh yeah, that way you don't destroy any of the good stuff. Just do a neck shot and call it a day. Probably have a favorite scope for evaluating calibers, bullets, powders. It would be nice to have that scope on the rifle. Yeah, so I actually don't have a scope like that at this particular point in time. I'd say probably the Arkin SH4 Gen 2. I've had a couple of those. Those are really good for evaluating load performance, right? The 6-24 version. Really good. I've had a couple of those. I'm a big fan of that optic for that purpose, right? It was really, trying to dial in a good load. and test the capability. But right now, let's see. Yeah, right now I don't really think I have anything that just jumps out at me as like, oh man, if I'm gonna go test and evaluate, I would swap this particular scope to every gun to evaluate the load. I don't have anything like that right now. I like to do fajitas with deer heart. Yes, that sounds really good. Really, really good. Like I said, anything deer meat related seems pretty legit. Trying to think. Oh, Athlon Midas TAC Gen 1. That's a scope that I used to use. I used to use that scope exactly for what you're talking about, Jeff. I used to swap it from one rifle to another to test, to do load development, and it just helps, I guess, test the capability, right, of that particular rifle and bullet powder combination. So, because that is one of the things that I'm somewhat lacking right now is just a really good, I guess what I would call maybe like a target style scope. That's not something that I have currently. I do have a True Glow, but like I said, I'm lacking a really good target scope. I've got a True Glow that goes up to like 24 power, I think. I think it's a 3 to 24. Maybe 4 to 24. I think it's a 4 to 24. So yeah, that's got the most magnification out of anything that I've got currently. Not the best glass, but if I had to pick something out of my lineup, that's probably what I'd use. Leave the ring on the scope, run a 25 power scope for load development, then change it for hunting. Yeah, that's typically what I do. Here lately, I haven't done that, but like I said, the only scope I've got that's got a lot of power to it would be the True Glow. Jason, I'm still butthurt Nikon stopped making scopes. Yeah, not a big fan of Nikon scopes. Well, so I've actually taken 2 of them off project guns that I've worked on here recently, where I've worked up a hunting load for other people. And in both cases, it's the 25-06 project I'm working on now, and then the 243 project that I just finished. In both cases, they had the Nikon, the Nikon Pro Staff or Buckmaster's version 3 to 9x40 with the BDC reticle, and they've got those big honking, circles on the reticle. Not a fan of that at all. So that could be done better, right? The BDC style could definitely be done better. I actually owned one of those way back when. I had it on a 223, ended up getting rid of it. It's just, and for who these guns are going to be used by, right? Potentially used by youth to try to kill a deer. The last thing you want to have happen is when they're sitting there trying to focus on taking a shot on an animal, because everything changes once it has fur on it, right? Once your target goes from a sheet of paper to something with fur, big difference. So typically people get a little worked up, start breathing, you're trying to sit there and steady yourself and make a good shot. Well, after the shot breaks and the deer runs off, if it doesn't drop or whatever, and then you go, oh, well, where were you aiming? I was aiming right behind the shoulder. Okay, well, what were you, when you were looking through the scope, what were you aiming? Were you using the crosshairs? What was it? I don't know, it might have been a circle, like what? Try to eliminate all of that out of the equation. And so to do that for a hunting setup, especially where we're gonna, the people that I'm working up these hunting loads for, the distances they're gonna be shooting, I mean, it's within 250 yards. A duplex reticle is the way to go, in my opinion. So if you bring me your system, and I'm like, hey, that's a great scope. If you go and sell it and then replace it with this, right? That's my recommendation every time for the people kind of within the, I guess the sphere of folks that I try to work up loads for, mostly family, friends, folks at church, that type of stuff. I don't mind doing it for them. But anytime somebody brings me something, it's got a scope with a BDC, I'm like, are you sure? You sure you want to leave that on there? Now, if it's something like what Vortex does, they kind of do a little bit better job, where it's just a line in some cases, and that's more tolerable. But even then, if it's going to be something that a youth is hunting with, it's, man, I tend to shy away from that stuff. You know, I think it causes too much confusion unless you have some type of scope cam or an adapter like what I've been using on a few of my hunts, where you can film through the scope itself, so you know exactly where you're aiming, where your son or daughter's aiming. You can actually see it. You can watch it in real time on your phone. Unless you have something like that, then a duplex is the way to go. The scope will be on it when you hunt with it, but it gives you an average. Oh yeah, talking about moving scopes around. Jason, I didn't like the BDC. Love my Monarch with a regular duplex. 18 wheels. Arkin is the best bang for the buck, if you ask me. I have 4 of them. Oh yeah, no, they really are. I've had a couple. So yeah, those are really good. Let's see. What else? Jeff said, for me, Nikon Monarch is a good scope. Also had a Swarovski, both owned by my daughter, and I own a Razor Gen 3. She's not getting it. Yeah, oh yeah, I bet. Jason, Vortex is my new go-to scopes. Yeah, they make really good stuff. And that's what I took one of those Nikons off, and I put a Vortex on, right? It was a Vortex 3-9x40, just a Crossfire 2. But a really, really good hunting optic for the money. Again, in the distances that these people are going to be shooting and the area that we hunt, 3-9x40 Vortex, it's a no-brainer, especially for the cost. Pretty good price. So, but we're probably going to be wrapping this thing up here shortly. We're going to hit the hour mark in about 2 minutes and like 40 seconds, 30 seconds. So, yeah, just a short stream tonight, only an hour. Like I said, it's time to heat up some pizza, eat some dinner, so. Got a Crossfire 2, 3-9x50. Yeah, exactly. Decent scope for the money. Catch them on sale. That's the time, obviously. Black Friday. That's one of the best times to buy optics. Vortex, they generally, their stuff generally goes on sale from various suppliers and online retailers. You can get their stuff really good, price really good. 120 at Bass Pro. Yeah, that's good for the 50 mil objective. I think 3-9x40. I can't remember what it was. I picked it up at over at Mr. Big Guns in Huntsville, local gun store I like to go to. You got dropped. Can't keep my eyes open. Have a good. Yeah, hey, I'm right behind you. It's 1921 currently, so not too much longer. I'll be going to sleep. So Harvey's out, which means we're out as well. We're at almost an hour, so about to drop, heat up some pizza, eat some dinner, call it a night. So appreciate everybody dropping in on the impromptu live stream. Like I said, just kind of wanted to go live for a little bit, see what y'all are up to. Yeah, so just stay tuned. Try to do another live stream between now and the hunt that I plan on going on in Texas. That's coming up again, hopefully June 6th, maybe, fingers crossed. I mean, it's locked in with my coworker, right? He's the one that has the ranch. Coordinated everything through him, so I'm still good to go there. I got to follow up with him just to make sure. But hopefully everything will be good, and then, yeah, maybe just get a lot of filming done while I'm out there. Hopefully get some hogs on the ground. So that's kind of the plan. maybe take the 30 TC or the 6.5. Haven't really decided yet on what I'm going to load up and take. Might just load it all and take it and see what I can shoot when I'm out there. See what I can take with me and get a hog on the ground. So, all right, that's it. We hit the hour mark. We're gonna call it done there. I'll catch you guys next time. Hope y'all have a good evening. Hope you have a great week, great start to the week, and yeah, y'all just stay tuned for more, and we'll talk next time. Y'all have a good one.